I was thinking about ice cream the other day. Well, actually, I think about ice cream just about every day. I realize that may sound a little weird, but for those who know me, you know that I love ice cream. Now, I haven't talked about ice cream in a long time, so it's time, right? Right? There was one place I worked for a few years that had nothing decent for lunch nearby. I usually didn't get lunch anyway because the job was just too demanding. And taking the time to get in the car and drive someplace was too much time consuming. So I got in the habit of walking across the street where there was a small, poorly stocked convenience store that had at least one thing that I would eat: ice cream. Haagen-Dazs ice cream. So I'd buy a pint and take it back to the office and eat it while I got back to work. That was lunch, often. I wonder what my cholesterol levels were back then. When I was a kid, ice cream was sold in several ways that don't exist anymore. Loose was one way. By that I mean you'd go to the corner luncheonette, as they were called, that sold ice cream cones. There you could order a loose pint of whatever flavor you wanted. It would then be spooned out of a 5-gallon round cardboard tub, much like ice cream is sold at cone stores today. Now, the clerk would use a wide, flat spade to spoon the ice cream into a paper tray. Then he'd put the tray on a scale to weigh it, and if it was right, he'd put a piece of wax paper over the ice cream, smush it down, and put it all in a good old-fashioned brown paper bag, and off you went, fast, so you'd get home before it melted. Later, packaged ice cream came in square pints or large rectangular half-gallons, and they were bricks wrapped in thin cardboard. The ends had locking tongues like a bakery box. In college, a friend and I would buy one of these bricks, and we'd bring it back to our room, and there we'd sit. We'd open up the cardboard sides, flap them down on the table flat so the brick was totally exposed, and with spoon in hand, we worked through that brick until it was finished. It was basically 2 pints each. You didn't much want to eat anything after that, at least for an hour. Hey, those Carvel cakes, the ones that cost more than the birthday present that you bought, well, they used to originate from drive-in type stores and some in the strip shopping centers. Carvel cakes were not the main item back then. Like Dairy Queen, Carvel sold soft ice cream in cones. They also had an incredible chocolate log in the display freezer. This was a foot-long round concoction of cake and ice cream, and it was made to look like a log. 3 big maraschino cherries were on top, if I remember. Forget about that whale that Carvel sold. The log was to die for. Now, Breyers. When I was young, Breyers was the favorite brand, and it may still be yours, not mine. The company was sold years ago. I think Sealtest first bought it. Despite the company saying that the ice cream would never change, well, that concept melted away faster than some of the Breyers flavors do. That's because there is more air left in the ice cream these days, plus the amount of butterfat in some flavors no longer qualifies the product to be called ice cream. Note the label on many Breyers packages now reads frozen dairy dessert. One of the biggest developments in ice cream business over the past 50 years was the introduction of Ben & Jerry's. This is a high-end, high-quality ice cream like none other. The company gave their flavors quirky names, and they overstocked them with big chunks of fruits and nuts and chocolate pieces. Then it had the audacity to become socially and cow-conscious. They share their wealth with the needy, and they don't use cream from deprived, manipulated, substance-infiltrated cows or corrupt and mismanaged dairy farms. Ben & Jerry took a course at Penn State to learn how to make ice cream. Then they opened a store in a deserted gas station. That's how it all started. The rest, as they say, is history. Although Ben & Jerry's was sold a bunch of years ago, and so far there haven't been any notable changes in concept or quality. If you've never had Chunky Monkey, I suggest you need to run out right now and get some. Lately, there has been an explosion of new brands showing up in the freezer display at your supermarket, all competing for your attention and your stomach. Ice cream is much like pizza. Everyone has their favorite flavor and their favorite brand. Me? I'm not fussy. Even bad ice cream will most times beat rice pudding or tapioca. Does anybody really make that stuff anymore? I'm Mark Kuhn. Thanks for listening.